Holy shit, man. I don't even know what to say. It's been a couple days, or a couple weeks. I told you I'd be fucking busy. I went to Orlando, took my kids there. You know, went to, what's that? Universal. Not to the amusement park, but went to Volcano Bay. Holy shit, that's the coolest fucking water park ever. You know, we went there and I went with my sisters. Well, actually my one sister and her husband came and their two kids. It was a family fun event. And we flew there, fuck driving. We drove a couple years ago. That's horse shit. I mean, I'm a truck driver for a living, but that is just... No. I'll never drive to Florida again. That ain't for me unless I'm getting paid, or I'm in a fucking tour bus and I can sleep too. Just ain't happening. Oh, yeah, then we went and we seen these alligators. Went to this place called fucking Gatorland, of course, in Florida. It's just trashy. It's so hot. There's fucking hundreds of alligators. You can buy you could buy a fishing pole with like a hot dog on it for like $5, and you get these fucking alligators go ape shit on you. And you know they're like swimming. Like there's giant like fucking 15-foot alligators like 2.5 feet from your fucking legs, but you're on like a little bridge, and ooh, they're scary. You can buy these little bags of stuff. It looks like little bags of shit, but it's not shit. It looks like dog shit, like dried up black dog shit, and you just fucking throw it into the alligator water, and like, if 6 of them will just go crazy for it. They're like biting each other's heads and shit, trying to get a little piece of shit you throw in there. It was fun. Fucking kids like it. I think it's like kind of natural like habitat. Like they just fucking breed hundreds of alligators, and they sit on this little like deck. And there's like birds. There's like these birds with long legs that are like standing on top of the alligators. And every few minutes you'll see a bird that has like a missing leg, or it's like fucking broken or like dangling off. You stupid fucks. You play with fire, you get burnt. Who's gonna stand on fucking 24 alligators? Only birds. Anyway, been busy, like I said. This podcast is with Brenden, homie from Over and Out Recordings, and he's been in a couple bands. We get into that. His most recent band was called Not Okay. He's been in some other shit. He's been around a long time. He does a lot for the scene. He fucking loves Detroit hardcore like nobody else. Always representing straight edge soldier, unlike myself. Respect it though. Respect it. I told him if you watch the video, or like, if you just go to his Instagram, see a picture of him, he looks like fucking Ralphie from A Christmas Story. But like a Ralphie that found militant straight edge and don't take no shit from nobody. Great guy. He does a lot. He's put out some reissues. He just did Suffocate Faster. Was it Don't Kill the Messenger? Or maybe Kill the Messenger. I don't know what it is. Then he did Tyrants, Welcome to Hell. He's done fucking Damnation AD. He puts on Remembering Never, Women and Children Die First. He put out that album, reissued on vinyl. He knows what he's doing, and he wants to help out other bands too. If you're a band, you want to be on a label, he'll hook you up. He's a good guy, good friend. I'm lying, he's not really a good friend, but I like him a lot. I'm glad I got to know him better than I did. Oh yeah, he's also putting out fucking Let It Die's reissue of Stick to Your Guns, because they're motherfucking Detroit OGs. That's what's really important right now. But it's on pre-order now. Pre-ordered 4th of July. So it's a Let It Die, Stick to Your Guns. I think it's 10 songs. And they also recorded 3 new songs. It's never going to happen again, folks. You can hear them now on Spotify, on the internet somewhere. But I'm telling you, this wasn't supposed to happen. It's crazy that it is. It's like we're in some sort of different dimension. We're a bunch of great guys who have moved on into various times in their lives and are doing different things, completely separate things. And they took the time to come together for Detroit hardcore and put out another 3 songs. And they put together a reunion show with a few other older bands that aren't, necessarily active anymore. We never say never to reunions. Hardcore's crazy. People love it. They do it for, fucking nostalgia and for the hell of it. Because it's fun. I had to stop recording for a second when shit got fucked up. But anyway, Let It Die. It's out, featuring 3 new songs. They made 100 of each color combo, so there's, I guess, only 200 albums available. So jump on it. And a t-shirt with the old Let It Die logo. It's like the dude two-stepping. It's like the NBA silhouette of the dude with the ball. But it's a super cool hardcore dude that's two-stepping. Oh, it's sick. Oh, well. Fuck it all. Thanks again for checking it out. 4th of July just happened. I'll be putting out another one. Trust me, I'm jumping back on it. Oh, and I got a big fucking surprise coming up here. Hopefully, maybe next week or 2 weeks, something's being put together. And it's going to be fucking insane. It's going to be brutal. If you don't know, you'll find out. Keep your eyes peeled. Detroit hardcore. Over and out. Ha! See what I did there? You said you work at Slows?
Slows barbecue, yeah.
How's it working at Slows? It'd be so hard not to just eat everything.
So I gained a lot of weight when I started working there. Yeah. I mean, like, the beef brisket there is phenomenal. And as I was going in the back, I'm just like...
Pop this a little closer.
Yeah, sure. You're fine. It's like, just pump me full of brisket. And then when we have pork belly... Have you had pork belly before?
Oh, yeah.
Pork belly is like the best thing in the world. And so when we had the pork belly there, I just smash it.
It's probably just like in abundance.
Yeah.
So just like handfuls like burnt ends and shit.
I'm a bartender there, and it's weird. Like I kind of got thrown into it. Like I obviously don't drink and shit.
Yeah.
So I just like.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I'm just like, fucking. I don't know.
You serve assholes.
Yeah, like, hey, what does this beer taste like? I don't fucking know. Just here, take it.
probably like shit.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, no, it's cool. I've been there for like 4 years now, so or 3, whatever. Time goes past.
Okay. Like, I love to like smoke food.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm smoking a brisket this weekend for the 4th of July. I'm having a 3rd of July party because my wife works on Monday, so we can't do shit.
Yeah.
But I have an electric smoker. It's like way too big for my family.
Yeah.
But I just put in like 2 like pork shoulders or like a brisket and some ribs and like a sausage.
Yeah.
And just go all out whenever I do it. Then
that's
invite family over to get crazy.
Yeah, that's what's up. About that.
So, got Brenden here from Over and Out Recordings. I love what you're doing because, like you're sort of like bringing back a lot of fun shit and a lot of like stuff people our age are more familiar with,
right.
And anybody who's not familiar with it, fuck them.
Yeah, right. Fuck 'em.
Well, it's all like super hard shit,
Yeah.
And so let's start with like, how long have you been doing, like repressing records for?
Well, more recent was actually repressing these. How it all started. It was 2014, I believe it was 13, 14. It was something to put my own bands out because no one gave a fuck about my bands.
Right.
So actually, I have it all where it started basically. This little guy right here. So the band was in Not Okay. One of the bands was Not Okay. We put this out. It was a reissue of our EP. So it was the first thing that has the Over and Out tag on it right there. So this is... It's actually Over and Out 2 because the first release that was supposed to come out was a noise project that me and my buddy were doing. And it just... the files were corrupted. So it starts off at Over and Out 2 if you're for cataloging purposes. So Over and Out 1 doesn't really technically exist.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird how it like started. But so yeah, the first record I actually put out though was a laid 7-inch for Hellmouth.
Okay.
And so that was 2 songs that one of them didn't make the cut for Oblivion, and then the other one was a cover, a Black Flag cover. So then after that was around, I want to say, time just flies by, but I think around 2016 I put out the In Hell Follow With record, and that was the first actual vinyl I put out. Because other than that, it was like cassettes. Like, so I did the Not Okay one. Let's see here. So that one. This one was Porting Down. That's later. That's James from my other from my band's thing.
The tapes. When did the tapes come back?
Yeah. So as you can see, like,
I think it's fucking
these
awesome.
ones are a little more like professional, I guess. But these ones, the ones that I put out, like Rust and Shit was my other band. We put out the 2015 demo.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were just like dubbing in my basement. These like shitty, clamshell, just like wrote on.
That's fucking awesome.
But it was like I couldn't afford to put out records at the time. So this was, we'll put out the demo on a cassette, But before In Hell Follow With hit, I also did merch for Integrity. So that's kind of what got my name out there before I even started pressing records. It was like we did the t-shirts. It was I don't know if you remember them. They were the Smash Racism t-shirts.
Yeah.
So before Integrity was a band, they were a sticker. It's really weird. So like they printed all this like merch or like stickers, and it was like this weird like thing before they put their 7-inch out. It's like they had all this merch but no music. So that was the sticker though, the Smash Racism sticker. So that's what we throw it on a t-shirt.
I love it.
Yeah, and so Dwid like really helped me out. Like started off, I did a 7-inch for Integrity eventually, and yeah, so we're just going on from there. And all the stuff I'm doing, it's. I don't want to say I want to like stay with reissues forever, but I can't afford to sit on records right now.
Right.
Like I can't like put out a Passion record that's gonna 300 copies gonna be in my basement. Like the only band I'll do that for is Enemy of God, because I think one it'll sell, but that's the only current band that I'm like, like I want to have a part of that.
Fuck yeah.
Like I love all these new bands coming out, but like Enemy of God is like, that's my shit.
That's so good, dude.
That's my shit for sure.
I know. Keep fucking pressing them, bothering them. When are you coming out with new shit?
Yeah,
we're working on it.
Hopefully soon. I'm out like, put that fucking record out so I can do it.
I can't wait.
Yeah. But that's kind of like where it all like started. It was me putting my own stuff out, and then eventually, because how when Hell Follow With came about, I wasn't like really that big into deathcore. It was just like me and Nick had been friends, and we were in Rust and Shit together, and he has a movie coming out, so we're like, hey, let's put this record out, to help fund your movie. Just a little money on that. So that's kind of why that record came out. Because I don't know if it would ever came out other than that. Like I don't know any of those other guys. Like I know like Kyle and Pat, like in passing, but not friends.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah, Nick's like the only person that I know well. So it was cool to put that out. It did relative. It was weird because like there's this label called Wax Vessel. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They do. It's like these really crazy colorways, and it's like 300 records. That's it, and they sell out like under a minute. Like I say all the time, it's like the supreme of music. It's like this crazy, like sell out, whatever. But if this record would have been put out on like that label, it would have done like way better. Because like it's weird because they're putting out a lot of these like the same style like deathcore bands or like like MySpace era like scene bands or whatever. But I'm still sitting on Hell Follow With records. It's weird. Like
yeah, that's a weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, it's like a whole like underworld.
Yeah,
like
if that same record would have put out on a different label, they wouldn't have anymore. So I don't know what it is. Like why I'm still sitting on them. But it's funny. Weird. But yeah. So and right now I'm just working on putting the stuff I love. Like you see, like Remember Never, Let It Die, whatever it is. Like it's the music I grew up loving, and I want out on vinyl. So
I can't get over the whole a Let It Die thing though. Like it really makes me happy.
Yeah, that was cool because like it's kind of a bummer that it didn't come sooner because it's not gonna be ready for the show. It wasn't like planned for the show. like we have some things in play for it. Like I'm trying to get test presses done,
Okay.
and have enough to sell at the show, which those will be ready by time. So we're gonna do, I think it was 40 test presses, screen covers, whatever. But it kind of came late in the game to actually have the idea for pressing the vinyl. It was like, oh, it's just too close to the show, won't be ready. But Suffocating Faster will be, because I was like, whatever. So I hit up Chris about it, and I was like, why do you let it die? And he was like, yeah, of course. So and they pitched me the thing about the 3 new songs, which fucking amazing.
I know.
Like, Detroit hardcore's not ready for that shit.
I know. I can't wait.
Yeah, that show's gonna be wild. Like,
that's what I'm saying, man. Like,
it's weird because like a lot of the newer bands playing, like, I mean, they're not that young, but they didn't really deal with maybe the stuff that me and you dealt with in the scene. You know, like
the insane shit.
Yeah, like
you may not be welcome.
Well, yeah, it's like I don't know if it's gonna happen, but say if like I don't know, like Tattoo Boy's there or something, and one of these dudes swing under Enemy of God, like they might not have a good rest of their night. You know, those.
Yeah, well, see, when it's a mixed crowd from like that old, to this young, I think it's always been like a weird thing. Like, like the people like a few years older than me, like a lot of them were cool, but some just seemed like you don't belong here or whatever. But everybody, I don't know, it seems like that always happens. There's a few people who are like fucking assholes.
Right? Yeah, it's just the scene. You know, it's like
you
don't get into hardcore because things are going peachy in your fucking life.
Right.
You know, it's like, at least that's how I view it. Is anyone that's in the scene, they probably have something fucked up in their life, or just they're born to land hard.
Exactly. Shout out.
But it's definitely gonna be interesting, to see some of the younger kids, see the Alliance. Like,
I know, I'm so excited for that.
One of my favorite fucking bands.
Yeah, dude.
And all that stuff, Let It Die. And Suffocating Faster has always been a favorite of mine. Cincinnati homies. So
right. Were you around before Let It Die, or did you catch the tail end?
Yeah, it was somewhat towards the tail end.
Okay.
But yeah, like I saw, whatever little reunion that they did. But yeah, it was like kind of towards the tail end.
Okay.
But yeah, all those dudes, like we know each other. Or they might not know me. I know them.
That's so weird. Well, the same thing. All the people I've talked to, I'm like, I've fucking known you. You've no idea who I am.
Like like Chris went on to do whatever with Tharsis Day and whatever like other bands he's been in, and then Fireworks went on to. Chris, I never said his last name, Mohan or whatever.
I don't know, Moyan or Mohan, I don't fucking know.
He went on the Fireworks, and I love Fireworks.
So good. Yeah, they were pretty big there for a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a good band to represent Detroit. 'Cause there's no like pop punk bands that really come from Detroit that are good. Is it big anyway? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I've always loved Let It Die, so I'm really excited to be a part of it, and I'm excited that they, are just as excited, I guess, right? So it's cool. It's keeping what I love in Detroit alive. Even like the Hellmouth stuff. Like Hellmouth's pretty big in Detroit, for their little scene, but like those are friends of mine. It's cool to work with friends and put out things I love and just keep it all like in a little family.
Yeah, so. I do like Hellmouth a lot. And I'm looking forward. Maybe there might be something happen.
Yeah, so I don't want to like speak too much on it because it's like not my band or whatever. Right. But they are working on something to where I don't know the exact direction it's going to go. But we've been talking about reissuing "Worship Everything, Destroy Nothing" for like years. It's like I work with Jeff at the record shop. On Mondays. So and me and Jeff know each other for a really long time, and we actually do this record swap. The Gimme 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 swap, which is coming up at the Sanctuary August 8th. It's just like a record, music swap that we've been doing for a few years.
That's cool.
The next one coming up is going to be August 8th.
August 8th.
From 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Free admission, open bar.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's always a good time. It's crazy to think about.
So people can just like bring in records?
So we have vendors set up. We have like I think we're doing 22 vendors this year. And Village Vinyl is who's sponsoring it this year, which is our friends from a record shop over in Warren, John Lale, who drums from Negative Approach.
Yeah.
He owns that shop, so he's sponsoring it this year. But yeah, we just have, people set up. They pre-buy a table, and they bring whatever they want to bring and sell.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, so it's always been crazy. But the last one we did was like a week before we shut down.
Oh yeah,
and that was like weird to think about. It's like, and then the world just went to shit.
It did for a long time.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So I guess that's what's up with all that. But.
So what do people just? Is it vinyl only? Like, let's bring a bunch of vinyl or like tapes and shit too.
Yeah, it's
like sort of whatever music
any
was.
kind of music. Yeah, we had someone who was like just CDs. I mean, we had Stuck at Suicide set up one time. You know, just like doing their whole little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had someone set up like a Narcan table one time.
Okay.
People, like classes on that.
Oh
so
shit!
It's not just,
that's
like,
cool. That's cool, man.
Yeah, you know, it's a little bit of, you know, whatever wants to set up. So
Let's say it. Did you invite Rick to Life come take part?
Dude, so Rick to Life like is always.
Is he bothering you too?
It's not that he's like bothering me. He just like always unlikes and likes my pages and then sending messages here and there. And I'm like, it's so weird. So my wife's Instagram tag is Mom to Life.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And like, he started following her. He's like, yo, sick tag, and it's like. She doesn't even listen to 25 to Life. It was like something that came up years ago.
Yeah.
And, like, she thought it was funny. And it was like, okay, but he's like weird. He has a Biohazard cassette that I want from him. I know it's a bootleg, but I don't want to like send him any money. Because I'll never get it. I'm just like, I know someone knows where he lives over in Baltimore. I'm like, yo, can you just go by his house and like pick it up for me? It's for Rick. The demo it's like a bootleg of the demo. I'm like, I just want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude is fucking weird.
Yeah, he just calls me a nerd and tells me my podcast sucks.
Well,
like,
okay.
why are you listening, asshole? Fuck you.
Oh yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I mean, like I don't have any connection to that dude whatsoever. I just know the stories. You know?
I've never even liked his page, message him. He's just, it's like, don't you have something better to do, dude?
So I love Madball, right? They're one of my favorite bands.
Sadball, you love it?
But the one of the funniest things is Freddie Sadball. Like, yo,
he's a herb.
That's like. One a ballsy move, but
yeah.
When I heard that, I just like couldn't stop laughing. I was like, "That's just wild." But
sad ball.
Well, it's my buddy Jeff just sent me zine that Freddie was in, and his favorite band is listed as Madball. This is in the '90s,
hilarious.
Right? Like, how things have changed. But yeah, man, that dude's a clown. He did like the Let It Die record release though. He gave a like to that, so maybe he'll buy one. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I had to keep blocking him because he make new pages.
Yeah.
And the other day I was like RTL NYHC King 5.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, he added me, found me again. I'm like, why are you bothering me?
I mean, he's unstable. You know, it's like.
Yeah, we kind of feel bad because like if he ever, I mean, like, he talks a bunch of shit, but like if he goes anywhere, you know, in public, he probably just gets his ass beat.
Yeah, I mean, I think I almost think the reason why he's not getting his ass beat, like the people are seeking him out, is because they know he's so unstable.
Yeah,
it's like he's talking. I mean, it is going to catch up to him, you know. But yeah, he's so unstable. It's like, why waste your time?
Right, he's just a crazy person.
Yeah, he's literally insane. You know, you'll fucking hit him and just fall over. Probably as an old man, but
he is an old crazy person.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, those
Poor
legends
guy.
though. It's like it's so fun to read about. You know, when you're younger, it's like even like the Dwid and like the Mikey Pitbull stuff and all that, like those like stories. I love it. You know, I wish there was like a big like book about it. You know, but I love hearing the folklore from all the older guys. It's fun, so.
Yeah. Who's Danny Diablo got fucking beef with?
Dude,
everybody.
So, the story with like Danny and like the Integrity dudes and all that, like I don't know what's true and what's not. But yeah, that whole story is just like fucking wild. I mean, I love Ezek. Like, that dude he's a character.
He's so crazy.
Times.
Yeah,
I've never had a bad experience with him, so
No.
like, I can't talk any shit about him. You know, it's like some people are like, "Oh yeah, that dude's like crazy, like fuck him." Like, but why was your experience bad? Probably because you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Well, last time he came, like with a Scarhead. It came with MOD. Did you go to that show? There's like 10 people at the Sanctuary.
Yeah, they played like 3 songs and like stopped. It might have been more than that. But it was like,
well,
it was weird.
Well, I smoked with him before the set,
Okay.
and like I just like, hey, you want to smoke? He's like, yeah, cool, whatever. And so I took him outside, and my brother-in-law he had a big old fat fucking. It was like way too big. It was like obnoxiously big, and him and what's the drummer, Dimmy, what they call him. Yeah. They smoked, and halfway through, Danny's like, man, I smoked too much weed. He's like, I'm fucked up. He was like scared to like going. He's like, man, we smoked too much. He's like, can you play the drums?
That's great.
I was like, oh shit, man.
Yeah.
But no, whatever. Good set. It wasn't long enough. They didn't do my favorite songs,
Right.
so.
Yeah, I got mad love for all the DMS dudes, FSU, like whatever, like all mad love. Like I've never been on their bad side, so I don't have a reason to.
Yeah, well, hey, well, you have to be an asshole to be on their bad side, you know.
Yeah, it's like I know a lot of people are like, oh, like fuck all that stuff. Like,
Oh,
I don't know,
right, cruise shit. Like, why don't you just mind your business?
Yeah,
you know.
I've never had a bad time.
No, I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
So you with the albums and shit. There was an album that I thought would be fun for you to do.
What's that?
On Broken Wings. You ever done On Broken Wings?
All right. So when I first started the label, there's 2
Some of us may never see the world.
Was On Broken Wings and E-Town Concrete. And if I got either of those bands, I would never want to put anything out again because nothing will top that.
Never.
So I've been hitting On Broken Wings up forever.
Yeah.
And like Pete, Remember Never, was like, yeah, I'll try and get you in for him. And I don't want to say it's off the table because I haven't got a no. I also haven't got a yes.
Right.
So
right,
yeah,
right.
Of course. If I do On Broken Wings, I want like a full fucking discography. Like,
oh, that'd be
everything.
sick, man.
And I know like Eulogy is an issue. Like Franz Matilla owns Eulogy now, and like I don't exactly know what's up with all that.
Oh
like,
yeah,
so
you probably
buy rights or whatever. But definitely On Broken Wings is one of my all-time favorite bands.
That'd be fucking
I had
fun.
people every day hit me up about it. It was like, hey, you should put On Broken Wings.
No shit.
Like, yeah, I can't just do it. I need like okay from the band. And,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah. What's it that the whole genre? You sort of like followed the past few records.
Right.
It's just like a heavy, crazy shit that you want to fight to.
Yeah,
you
for sure. Fight music is all that I care about. But yeah, all that like that era of Trustkill and Ferret, and even some of the Victory stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
just like those years didn't hit vinyl. A lot of it was all CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Just vinyl was dead then, and it sucks that a lot of it was sold off to Warner and Sony, and like the Remember Never, like that was not licensed. Like, I mean, I don't think I was going to listen to this. That's going to like incriminate me. But like, we just said, fuck it. Like,
that's cool, man.
And also, it was a benefit for Pete. Like, Pete's
Okay.
my friend. He got diagnosed with cancer. I'm like, what's going to be a benefit for him? So, like, I don't fucking care. Like, I would care if they came and sued me. That would suck. But I was like, yeah, we're going to do this for Pete. Fuck yeah. But that is a lot of what the issue is of these records. They're not owned by the bands. They're owned by Warner and Sony and shit like that.
Yeah, that's fucked.
There's tons of bands that hit up that they're like, we don't want to do it because we just don't want legal action. I'm like, okay. I mean, I would take the risk personally. It's like we're doing such small runs that it might not matter, and I'm gonna give bands the money and whatever. It's just like, but if they don't feel comfortable, it's whatever. It's on them.
Sure.
Obviously, it's their band to do what they want with, or not do whatever. But yeah, but like I said, I want to put out the music that I love, and that I grew up with, and just like, there's actually a band that Wax Vessel did from a Second Story Window that like I really wanted to do.
I remember that band.
Yeah, I love that band, and I'm really glad that like Nick got a hold of from Second Story Window and put that out. It's a full discography. It's it's like whatever crazy colorways, but that was a band. I was like, oh, it needs to be on vinyl. Now it is. So yeah, I mean, there's tons of labels out there doing this like revival stuff. Like there's and I don't know all the bands that are they're putting out, like, so Wax Vessel. There's this other label, Heathen Hand Records, and it's all a little more limited. Like their whole shtick is one time press, no represses. And like my thing, if I can keep selling it, like I'll keep repressing it.
Sure.
Like, so. And it's cool to have that limited thing, but I want to keep it in stock. I mean, obviously I work at a record shop, and so like not being able to obtain records to sell in your store is like kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
I want like to be able to walk into a store and be like, oh shit, like there's all these like things available, but everything's so limited now. A lot of it doesn't hit record shops anymore.
Yeah, and then it's one click, boom, everyone's got it.
Yeah.
Like those fucking Cold as Life ones that were just released. That shit was going fast. I got one. I don't even collect records, but I got one though, just for the fuck of it.
I got
it's kind of historic
color except the Ski Mask and 45 one. I had it in my car and it sold out, but I even got like the European ones.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, so I don't know if you heard all like I hit up Jeff about doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
About doing Borderland Hard, and it fell through. And like what I would have done with it definitely wasn't going to be as cool as Dom's going to do. Like,
yeah.
Like, of course, I'd love to have that record in my catalog, but Dom's going to do such a good fucking job on it that, like, it's in the right hands. Like, when I heard that someone else was doing it, I was like, I had some ideas of, like, who might be doing it, and I was like, oh, man, like, I hope, like, it's going to be good, they're going to do a good job or whatever. When I heard it was Dom, I was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be great. You know, he's going to do, like, this crazy fucking package and do it justice, and the remasters sound fantastic. So, it's, I'm glad that it's in his hands and it's gonna get the reissue it deserves.
Yeah,
sure, so.
There's so much to work off of too. Like, you know, just for like nostalgia is like huge right now, and
sure.
Plus a lot of people who follow hardcore never got the chance to have any of that because it doesn't exist. Yeah. You know, it was really DIY. It wasn't mass produced.
Yeah.
So it's cool for a lot of people because you can't really be a hardcore kid and not like Cold as Life. Or if you're not, get the fuck out. No, I'm playing.
That's a weird thing, too, because, like, I was talking to some people that record sales for the classics are down now. Like, Black Flag, Descendants, you know, Negative Approach, you know, whatever. Like, people aren't exploring their roots. It's all, like, hype bands, you know? Like, I mean, Knock Loose is fine, but just for Knock Loose, for example, like, we sell so many Knock Loose records.
Yeah.
You know, they're a hype band. Or Never Ending Game. Like, you know, if you're a local, I can't talk for outside of Michigan, but like Never Ending Game sales, like, do real well. Mm-hmm. And it's like, although they're great bands, they are hype. But like those bands got inspiration from older bands, which is weird that like some of the kids buying it have no idea where their inspiration are from. Like, obviously Never Ending Game got some inspiration from Cold as Life and Negative Approach, right?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
But some of those people buying those records, like, they don't know those bands.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Because, like, for me personally, it's always been, like, the history of music. Like, Negative Approach is one of my favorite bands, right? But they didn't come until later. Like, I was getting all these, like, whatever, like, say, Tyrant, you know, whatever bands. And then I was like, well, where did these bands get their inspirations from? And so I didn't get into Negative Approach until I was, like, 17. Like something like that. Mm-hmm. But it was the idea of going back and looking at like, okay, well, let's see the history, where it came from, and then, you know, whatever. And I don't see a lot of people like doing that deep dive anymore. It's like they're just stuck in their ways of what they like, and that's it. And it is weird, for me at least. I mean, I just have such an appreciation for music that I always like just want to do that deep dive. And any genre too.
Yeah, you know, of course.
If I'm like, you know, well, this is some weird experimental shit. I'm like, okay, where did they get that inspiration from? You know, it's like, go from there. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just not really paying attention. I'm just like totally fucking wrong.
It could be.
That's what I see. I see a lot of people, you know, like, I don't know, not listening to the classics, not giving the respect. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't know.
You know, because it's like in hardcore, there's like it's like subgenres, you know, like if you listen to like The First Step or like those like Bridge 9 bands, a lot of those bands are like 10 Yard Fight and Wrecking Crew. It's like they're like their own thing, or like instead of Looking Forward.
Yeah, I love Looking Forward.
Yeah, or what's that one band? That's the way I want to live, positively positive. Who the fuck is that band? They're like a super positive band, obviously.
You know what label they were on?
No, Positively Positive is the name of the song. I can't remember, but
oh man, I don't know. Good Clean Fun.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, Good Clean Fun. Yeah,
I didn't know the whole discography. That sounds like a good Clean Fun.
Yeah. That's what it was. What's like certain bands like that they don't. If that's like a smaller part, you know, you got the beat down and then like the punk shit, but then it's like the weird like positive stuff. Even like Bane, like I went to a Bane show because Evergreen Terrace played. That's the name of the band, right?
Evergreen Terrace from
Yeah,
Florida.
yeah. I was like, Evergreen, is that what it is? Yeah.
Simpsons reference. Yeah.
Yeah, they played, and so I was like getting all crazy, and then like Bane played, and I was like getting all crazy. He's like, calm down. I was like fucking people up to Bane.
See, I
like,
love Bane.
I'm like having fun, Aaron. Relax.
Yeah, like what was it? The last Bane show. I can't remember. But anyway, it was at the Majestic, and like it was weird because like maybe even 5 years before that show, if you went to a Bane show, it'd be crazy. And like that one, like it was pretty tame compared to what it used to be. And I feel like a lot of like,
head walking and crazy shit.
Yeah. No one stands near the stage anymore. Whatever. Yeah, it's things are always changing. But yeah, I love Bane. Unfortunately, Stu passed away the other day.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, definitely a bummer. And Reach the Sky was another great band that he was in. But anyways, the positive stuff I definitely enjoy. Whatever. Like I like all sorts of hardcore and whatever it is. But I will say that it is weird. Some of these newer bands like coming off with this like super tough guy persona, and they're just not like that.
Yeah.
Like, listen to Cold as Life. Listen to like The Killer from Chicago.
Listen
like
to it.
Their lyrics, like it's not tough guy shit. It's just like
life
is fucking depressing.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. It's like, no, like I like got handed this fucking card and I want to like kill myself because like the Killer, they're playing Chicago 2 days in a row, right? I have to go to that. Like I love the Killer, but those lyrics,
Indiana during that time, that weekend, I want to go so bad, but fuck it.
Yeah, but yeah, the Killer, some of those lyrics, like they're so fucking depressing, but some of the hardest songs ever written. It's like that's what I love. I like the passion in hardcore. It's like I don't want some fabricated bullshit. Like I want to actually feel how you're feeling and have it be genuine. If that makes sense. Whether it's being a fucking tough guy, whether it's being an emo kid, whatever. It's like, I want to feel it.
But actually, like putting all the tough guy shit aside, like feeling the music it's kind of why we're all there in the first place, right?
Sure, yeah.
Because the lyrics and whatever else. But like one band who has no shame in being like almost like hardcore emotional, Never Ending Game, man. Some of those songs I'm like, unless it is depressing.
Oh yeah, well listen to like Hatebreed Satisfaction. Like those lyrics, like there's nothing like real tough guy about them.
No,
like, some of them are whatever, but like it's some depressing shit. Yeah. I mean, it's like. Whatever emotion you're drawing, whether it's like anger and you just want to crush someone's fucking teeth in, or like some sad ass song where you just want to fucking cry to, whatever it is, like it is all emotional. It's whatever it is, like, and that's what I love about aggressive music and hardcore, or whatever it is you want to take from it. It is like tapping into your deep emotions and just giving you a way to free it, and whatever it is. And that's just what I love about it, personally.
Well, it's raw.
Oh yeah,
it
is raw. Yeah.
I like it.
I will say one thing is that although I love like heavy like chug beatdown music, people need to start playing faster. Play faster fucking songs. Like, it can't all be a breakdown. A breakdown doesn't make sense that the whole fucking song is a breakdown.
Yeah, I need a two-step.
Yeah, right. Like fuck. Like But yeah, I don't know, man. I love hardcore. As you can tell, I'm always posting about hardcore.
Yeah, well, it's awesome because I was just like Detroit fucking hardcore. Always, I love it.
Well, that's the thing too. There's nothing like Detroit hardcore.
I agree.
Like, and there's so many, even like the subgenres of like whatever the DB punk scene, the positive, whatever it is. I feel like the Detroit hardcore has always been just like something in its own. And it's not like as crazy as like LA hardcore. Obviously the Section of Hate show was like fucking nuts.
No, man, like they're fucking another level.
Well, the Latin scene in LA is something else. Like that show wasn't just like a one-off thing. That's every fucking show.
Yeah.
Like it's like nuts. There's a documentary. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's on Prime, but it's about like the Latin punk scene there, and it's just like some other level shit.
Just circle pits and fucking tire fires.
Oh yeah, people fucking shooting just like. Like, do you see the truck driving through the show?
I didn't see it, but I did hear about it. It just, what the fuck? Like drives through the pits, start shooting at people.
Crazy, but yeah, and so like Detroit's always been like something I really loved. Even Cleveland too. Cleveland is so similar to Detroit that I've always loved Cleveland hardcore and stuff like that. It's just this I don't know how to describe it. It's like this this Midwest feel, you know, like we're in the city. Nothing ever like really like is that not that everything's like bad, but nothing's like that like great for everyone. Everyone's just kind of like everyone has like a dead end fucking job, you know, just like
yeah, pretty much.
Because although like anyone that's been to Detroit, I don't even have to explain it. You know what it's like. It's still kind of like decrepit and like nothing's like. It's not like Chicago. Chicago's always popping and bumping.
Yeah, right.
You go down to Detroit, it's just kind of like, oh, there's really not much to do down here.
Yeah. There's like 3 broken bird scooters or whatever those fucking things are. And then you got the people mover that goes like 4 miles.
Yeah, besides like the nightlife and like some of the things like they have, you know, like that roller rink down there or whatever. Like there's stuff to do, but like it's not the same as like other cities. You know?
No, it's not. Well, you can go to Chicago, so you can't even like stand like on the street because people are just fucking whizzing back and forth.
For sure.
And New York, and I'm sure like L.A. is just fucking people everywhere. But like in downtown Detroit, it's like there's not that many people.
Yeah. Well, in Detroit,
unless there's a game
outside of downtown, right? Like, so I take Gratiot home a lot.
Okay.
Like the freeways, whatever. So I'm going through the east side over by the old like halfway house that like Maxwell used to have, like his first venue here.
Okay.
And it's this really like fucked up, like decrepit part of town, and yeah, like the crime rate's like whatever there. But you're driving through, and there's like all these fucking barbecues and people hanging out. Like, stop by Hot Dog, you know, just on some like corner fucking barbecue.
Yeah.
So everyone's like super cool. They have like people made like bus stops for like homeless people or whatever, like sleep for a little bit, like little like cubes and shit. Wherever, but it's like always like a lot of inviting people in like a really fucked up part of town. Yeah. And that's not saying that like bad things don't happen there, because they do. You know, like
sure.
if you're driving down at the nighttime, it might be a little different. You know, like there's a BP over by a police station, and there's like huge fucking fight going on. And I'm just waiting in traffic and see a dude like pull a fucking gun out and fire a few shots, whatever. Yeah, that's gonna happen too.
Yeah.
But like, that's every major city has that shit, and every other major city might have the same, you know, positive things as well. But I always just see like all this really cool positive shit in such a negative city, you know, at least this negative outlook where people see Detroit and like, oh, it's like this fucking waste, and like it's not though.
$1 houses, and
even like Flint is like that. You know, Flint's like, I would say Flint might be more fucked up in Detroit, like on other levels, but. They're like their community. There's a lot of cool stuff up there at the same time that doesn't get talked about. So it's always cool to like see those things. You know, it's like this really like fucking down shit, and people find some beauty in it. You know, it's like they're trying to change things around and not have everything so negative all the time. It's like someone that like has one fucking t-shirt and they're like, you know, trying to help other people kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. What's funny, you're talking about the barbecue, like just on the corner, or like a hot dog or whatever.
Oh,
yeah, well, there's this place. I haven't been there in a long time, but it's over on Outer Drive. It's like I don't even know. That way, maybe. I'm confused in my basement.
Right.
Over there. But, well, Outer Drive's a big-ass road. But on the southeast side, by like E-Course, well, there's a car wash over there. And like, I think like 1 or 2 days a week, man, there's a guy that just sits outside there with one of those like barrel smokers.
Okay, yeah.
And he just like smokes food, and people coming out of the car wash, whatever, get their lunch or whatever. Yeah. It's like, fuck, man, that's awesome. I just want to go. I never did, but I see him, you know, daily or weekly. I was like, man, fuck, that'd be awesome just to get out of a car wash. And be like, I want ribs. And just eat it and get on with your day?
Well, so what's really weird about... Like,
well, you work with fucking barbecue,
So almost every day when I would come home, he's not there anymore, unfortunately, but there's this little like hot dog stand over by the bus station. And I'd always go get a hot dog. And hot dogs are one of my favorite food. And it's like, he would tell me like, oh, you want the funk on it? And like, I knew what he meant, but it was such a weird thing. I was like, yeah, I want the funk on it.
All the funk? Are you kidding me?
Like, yeah, it's like, because he wants like, I like to like char it and burn, right? Like get that like fucking like grease shit on there. I'm like, oh yeah, give me the funk. Everyone that has like weird terminologies for this like barbecue stuff or whatever it is, I'm like, oh, I love it. But it's just like, yeah, everyone's so cool. It's like $1 hot dog. Here you go. I'm like, fuck yeah, let me get like 10 of them.
I'm not gonna tell my wife. I'm still gonna eat dinner when I go home.
I'll eat a lot. Like, oh my god, I eat like 4 fucking dinners if I want to. Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, man. But yeah, basically Detroit's, in my opinion, nowhere's like it, and I love it. So.
Me too. So, So before you found hardcore, like what were you listening to? Were you more like a metal guy, or were you just like into punk and shit? And what year was this?
So music has always been a big part of my life. Like my dad was always really into like rock and roll. You know, it started off with like Black Sabbath, like Neil Young, CCR. You know, some of my favorite artists.
Fuck yeah.
Some of like the stuff like AC/DC and like Motley Crue. Like I never really got into like that, like the more like glam stuff. At one point, I may have listened to it. And I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. But like I think Black Sabbath is one of like even to this day like the heaviest band that ever exist. Right? Or like Led Zeppelin, I was big into for a while, but I think I like over listened to them.
Yeah.
But like CCR, I'll listen to CCR all fucking day.
So good.
And then like on the other end, my mom was really big in R&B. So like Peter Bryson, Tony Braxton, you know what?
Tony Braxton, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, like I'll rolling on the highway, just fucking bopping those songs. Like, I love it. So yeah, it was definitely more like rock influence and or you know like I said the R&B stuff. Maybe some blues here and there, and if it was like it was. You know, like B.B. King or something like that. Nothing too deep. But, and then on my own, though, when it started, because, you know, we had MTV, stuff like that. So I started watching. This was all, you know, from, I guess when I started really, like, I guess, noticing the bands my parents were listening to, probably like 8 or something like that, right? Like, when I started, like, putting, like, names over it. Because music was always around, right? But it was, like, maybe really, like, oh, I can recognize that CD. Like, okay, like, yeah, I want to listen to that. So then it was more like alternative stuff when I was maybe around 10 or so. Like, the grunge, like Nirvana. Nirvana is still one of my favorite all-time bands. You know, like Alice in Chains. Like, I really don't listen to Alice in Chains and Pearl Jam that much anymore, but at the time I really liked them.
Sure.
But, like, Nirvana is still a band I really like. But, and then middle school hit, and it was like Korn. Korn is what I fucking love.
Yeah.
Like Korn's self-titled record is the best, even though it's not a hardcore band or whatever, the best non-hardcore hardcore record ever put out.
It's fucking good, man.
Yeah. Like they so the song Faggot on there, right? Like that's a real big song for me because I played football and I was like had long hair like almost down to my ass and like got made fun of all the time, you know, like people would call me that all the time, dude, like whatever. And like there's a lyric in that song that's to a world that never appreciated shit, you can suck my dick and fucking like it. And I would like, and then said that fucking like breakdown part, and I would listen to that every day before football. Or like clown who ain't shit, turn around, get your face split. Like, you know,
yeah.
Wild lyrics. And, like,
this shit's hard, man.
Yeah, it is hard, but that was my motivation. Like, no, like, fuck these like jock ass kids making fun of me. Like, I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna listen to this song, get pumped, and like knock them the fuck out.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, so like Korn was a big one, and then it was like Slipknot and stuff like that. I would say like the punk and hardcore stuff didn't really come until like high school. I had a buddy that got me at Remembering Ever. It was actually one of the first hardcore bands I really got into. The first ever hardcore CD I ever bought though was Mourning Again's Hand of Hope compilation, and I was going into Flipside Records where I work now. And it's got Ian Courtney. If you don't know Ian Courtney, he's a Detroit hardcore legend. He's a great fucking guy.
I know.
He was in, you know, countless bands. And so he handed me this Mourning Again CD. And it's like, that really like changed my fucking world. And it got me into, you know, politics in the scene. You know, they were a straight edge vegan band. And I was like, I'm not vegan. I was vegetarian for a very short period of time. But yeah, the whole like, you know, straight edge thing and then like politics and music. And so that changed. And my music like is changed so much in such like a different periods of time. It was like whatever I was going through at the time, you know. So like, say I was probably around like 15 when I got that Mourning Again CD, right? And so I started exploring like a little more of that like Metallica hardcore, and then you know Remembering Never, like the Trust Kill Ferret stuff, Poison the Well, the more melodic, Misery Signals. High school was really big for that stuff, right?
Right.
And then like the punk started, like I said earlier, I started like, well, where did these bands get the influence from? You know, okay, like I always knew who Black Flag, Minor Threat, and like the Descendants were, right? But then there was some like other ones like the Necros. You know, like, okay, so I got into them a little bit, and the early punk stuff wasn't until I didn't get into like later. You know, like there was a point where I was like really big into G.G. Allen, and I was just like like something like that, and I started getting like the thing is when I dive into something, I deep dive.
Right.
And I get like really obsessed with it. It's like
GGM, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I'll get into one genre and I'll just like deep dive and explore everything. You know, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna get into Cro-Mags. All right, well, who else does New York? So like, no matter what year, like, oh, you got Leeway, you know, Madball, whatever, like whoever it is. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna deep dive into it. And I've always been like that, super obsessive. Like, and then when college hit, I'm gonna like hardcore is always gonna be my number one. Mm-hmm. But when I got into, you know, like a little bit before college and after, it was like more experimental stuff, like Swans, Skinny Puppy, you know, like some like more electronic stuff like Cold K eventually when they became a band, whatever.
I don't even know what that is.
So like Skinny Puppy is like they're like an industrial band.
I've heard that name for sure.
Yeah. Ogre from Skinny Puppy, you know, he's great. And they had you know, influence from like Psychic TV and Throbbing Gristle, which rest in peace, Genesis P-Orge, passed away a few years ago from cancer. But Psychic TV was electronic, just for lack of a better word, electronic. They're a little deeper than that. But then like Throbbing Gristle is more like a noise band.
Noise band? I don't know what that is either.
Right. So like, I love
I've known a rock, man.
Yeah, I love noise music. So like
just noise.
Merzbow from Japan, which I love, it's all noise, but it's vegan straight edge noise, which I love. That's what it's like.
The fuck?
That's what the tag is, because there's no lyrics in it, but it's like Japanese vegan straight edge noise. Merzbow, like Pulse Demon, is, in my opinion, one of the best noise records ever put out.
What kind of noise?
So it's power electronics. So just like whether it be white noise or just like it sounds like fucking. Like fingernails on a chalkboard and really weird stuff like that. But I'll tell you this. Someone that doesn't partake in any kind of drugs, that is the closest thing to taking drugs that I can like explain, right?
I'm find it now. Fuck everybody.
I'm
gonna find this stuff.
Like I listen to Pulse Demon and it's just like something hits my equilibrium and just puts me in this fucking trance. And it's like I lose all sense of reality. I just like go off to this like weird fucking world.
What should I type in to find it?
Put in Merzbow.
How do you spell it?
Merzbow.
The artist?
Yeah, and I guess the second one probably, that's Pulse Demon.
Woodpecker number 1?
Yeah, Woodpecker number 1. Definitely not for everyone.
Yeah, you can listen.
So yeah, super basic.
This is just the whole time?
That's the whole thing. So you listen to that, right? And a lot of people think it's a joke, right? But put on a pair of headphones.
Just blast it.
Just blast it, stare at the scene, and it just fucking takes you away.
Yeah, I could imagine doing like a hit of DMT and then fucking playing that shit and with your earbuds on.
Yeah, but so my wife walked out of the show. Full of Hell.
Oh, you went to see that shit live?
Well, not Merzbow, a different one. Full of Hell and The Body did a collaboration set at the Sanctuary.
What the fuck?
It's kind of like Full of Hell isn't all like noise stuff, but The Body and Full of Hell just kind of like noise collaboration set, and she was like, "This is fucking awful," and left. And I'm sitting there just like me and my friends like vibing out. Like it's weird, like it hits something in your ear and like you just fucking like lose your balance. It's weird, man. It's fucking weird, but I love it.
And you don't do drugs.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fucking crazy.
Like I got really weird into experimental stuff for a while. I mean,
whatever, you find shit
like,
and you like it.
When Not Okay started, like my more, I guess, popular band, it was definitely influenced by a lot of like early 90s screamo, like Seisha, Page 99, some other good ones. Even like the emo stuff like Mineral, whatever. But a lot of the early like 90s stuff. And then what you won't hear like, recorded at all, because we like changed the songs a lot, it started getting real experimental and weird, like kind of towards the tail end. Like it was just like doing a lot of weird like sound clips and interludes and weird like noisy shit. And we never really fit in the hardcore community, even though like that's like we covered a Project X song every time we played.
Yeah.
So
I think one of your last shows was that like In Cold Blood? Was that show? Yeah,
that was our last show. Yep. Which coincidentally would be our last show forever because we broke up like a week later.
Yeah. You know, COVID hit and ruined everything.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy's playing in Wounded Touch now, and I think he just wanted to focus on that. So he's doing that right now, and Sunlight Ascending was kind of doing something too. So it was like Not Okay has always been like a side project for Sunlight Ascending. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what our future brings. I mean, I don't think we're going to be like a band again. We might just like play together and start something new.
Sure.
Because we've been a band for 10 years and like no one gave a fuck. I don't think it's going to be like an Andy Up thing where we've been around since 2005 and then people start to care about us. You know, like that band's been around forever, right?
Fucking forever.
And
yeah.
like they've always been like a heavy fucking band, but they didn't really get like known until I'd say the past like 6-7 years, right? Like they finally like they put in their time, put in the work, and it paid off.
Yeah,
right?
man.
I don't think it's ever going to pay off for my band. So it's just good to like put it to rest.
Sure, yeah. There's some bands that like are like hanging on, but people are like, "Fuck, we just change the name or something."
Yeah,
just change the name.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
just change the name. It's dead.
It's like even when we did that Project X cover, I was like, "Yo, people are like." It used to be people would go crazy, right? And then it's like, oh, now no one knows the song, no one's singing along. This is weird.
Yeah. Well, fuck them. How about that?
I'll tell you what. The best show we ever played was with Hoax at the Cade. It was like an art place above like an apartment complex, right? Or we played in the apartment complex that was above the Cade. And we're playing Project X, and there's just people with 40s everywhere singing along to this song. Like, none of them are fucking straight edge. But they're all singing along going crazy. Like, the DB punk scene was always real fun to play. We had a great time. But, so yeah, that was probably one of the best shows we ever played. It was just fucking wild.
That's fucking good. You know, like, if I ever think of you or like see your name or anything, all I get in my head is that one picture of you in that Tyrant jersey, like at school, like a high school photo or something.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was so tough then.
You were tough.
Dude, I was wearing
How old were you? What year was that?
So that was 2008. I actually didn't graduate high school in 2008. I was a super senior at a alternative school.
So was I, but 2006.
Yeah. I graduated from Churchill in Royal Oak in 2009. So.
Okay.
But that picture was taken in 2008. I'm wearing an Imura shirt underneath that, which maybe isn't as tough. An Imura long sleeve.
It's okay.
But so that jersey, funny story about it. I sent John Music a money order through the mail for that jersey because like I had no other way to pay for it. So I went to like the liquor store and got like a money order. I was like,
Holy
hey, I need
shit.
this jersey, and he sent it to me. That was like before I really knew John. But yeah, and that it is no longer with me, but one of my good friends has it because I'm just way too fat for it now. But I was like, I would never sell it, never get rid of it, other than to this one friend. I was like, he's Nathan Wilkie, love him to death. He's in California now, but he has it. So
good for him.
Yeah.
You have to send it to me. I'll make it the podcast photo.
Yeah, it's goofy too. Like I have like my plugs are in at the time. I have like dark mahogany brown hair and it was like swooped over. I'm wearing like an LA cap. Like
oh, hilarious.
I couldn't find a Detroit cap that matched the color. So I'm like, oh, I'll go get a Dodgers hat. You know, it's the same colorway. And yeah, so it just doesn't make much sense wearing an LA hat with a Detroit band.
That's fucking funny. What's funny, when you say I'm an alternative school, because like in like regular school you couldn't wear a hat in like a school photo. Right. Like fuck you. I went to an alternative school. It lasted like 3 years.
Yeah.
What took me 5 years to graduate, but 3 of the years I went to an alternative school. They'll just like we like smoke cigarettes and gamble and shit. Like whatever. Like and tell the teachers to like fuck off. Just that's a complete asshole.
Well, I'll say this, I got a better education there than I ever did at Clawson High School. I went to Clawson High School originally.
Okay.
And it was smaller classes. You know, I think there was maybe 30 students. In my graduating class, there was only 15 kids. But they were harder. It was like you have one, or I think it's one absence, and that's it. And after that, you're expelled.
Wow.
If you get in a fight, there's no suspensions. You're expelled. If you're tardy 5 times or whatever, you're expelled.
Wow, so that's kind of a strict one.
Yeah, they're really hard on it, and like I got extra credit because I didn't smoke. Things like that, like weird things like that.
Holy shit, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and there was like, the teachers were all really cool, but they were strict. It was like, this is your last chance, and it's not that I did poorly in school because I was stupid. It's because I just fucking hated school. Just like I was bored with what we were dealing with. Like I just couldn't get interested in it. And so at Churchill, like the classes I took, they were all of somewhat interest to me. Like I took a creative writing class that I excelled in pretty well. I took an art class. I'm not like the best artist, but like the art class is really cool.
Sure.
We would watch like horror movies and stuff while painting, and that was awesome. I took like a photography class, and I never had to take a math. Like I've never passed a math class.
That's hilarious.
So I didn't have to take a math class at Churchill, and that was fucking great. I'm stupid with math,
dude. So what? So my last year of high school, in the alternative school that I went to, my math class. I swear to God, we were doing greater than and less than, like signs, like equal, greater than, and less than. That's what we were doing. How fucking pathetic is that? And in our science class, like at Lincoln Park High School, or so Lincoln Park Public Schools, like they don't have a lot of money, I guess. Right. So all they had to give us was a 9th grade fucking math and science books.
Okay.
So I'm almost 19 years old. Yeah. And I'm fucking doing greater than and less than. Like, you're basically a grown man at that age, but still just a fucking asshole, teenager.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, my oldest daughter, she's 11, so she's asking me for help with her math. Like, I don't know how to fucking do this shit. Like, they're doing shit that, like, we were doing in fucking high school.
I know! My son's 14.
Yeah.
So he was in 8th grade last year. I'm like... Don't ask me. I'm like, usually to figure it out. You ask your teacher for help because I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I seriously, I don't know. I'm sorry. Or you can find like a YouTube video, but I'm like, I don't get it. So in math, I never gave a fuck. I mean, I can do math. Like, I can do what I need to get by in real life, but sure. I don't need to know geometry.
Yeah. Even when I hit college, like, I didn't do well in my prereqs. I fucking hated them. But when I went to school for, like, I paid attention to. Mm-hmm. So I just, like, I enjoyed it.
Well, yeah. Well, see, because there's a goal, like, when you're in college. And in high school, you're just, like, being forced to be there. Or in elementary school, you're learning Greek mythology. If I want to learn Greek mythology, I'll go to fucking college for it, okay? Want to learn about stories? I'll go there.
And then I got a degree and didn't do shit with it, so here I
am. Well, I mean, I'd pay money to work at a barbecue joint.
Right. Hey, it's tight. I mean, it's crazy because, like... not now, but like pre-pandemic, I was making more money than some people that had like master degrees and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
it's like, especially because Slows is a very high velocity restaurant. Like I'd be walking around like $800 a week, and like that's pretty good. Like, that's like a chill week.
Right, guys are just like ripping. Yeah, that place is always fucking busy.
Yeah,
it like sucks. I wish I can go there more. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can go to the Mercury Bar across the street.
Yeah. I went to Mercury Bar the other day, and so I hate mayo, right? I fucking despise mayo. Like, I just, is near me, I just want to fucking freak out. So
I'll eat it all.
They put mayo on my burger, and I was like, because I asked, no mayo. I was like, oh, and they brought it. And so, and I must sound like such a fucking bitch. But so they took it back. And like a minute later, they brought. I'm like, they didn't cook me a new burger, right? So I looked on about there's some mayo on it. Like, my kids are with me, and I'm not gonna make a big deal of this. So I just ate it, dude. I felt sick all day. I was like, it's all in my head. I'm not like allergic to it or anything. I'm just like, I want to throw up.
Oh my god!
I just took it. So kind of fuck Mercury Bar.
That's funny.
The dumb reason to say fuck them, but I was like, oh my god,
okay.
I was so mad.
I may be honest. I only went there one time. And that's because I couldn't get into Slows.
Right.
And,
well, Slows is back full capacity now with all of our tables back. So
good to know. I'm gonna have to hit you up when I'm on my way,
dude. Yeah, I'll get you in. It's not like a 3-hour wait anymore either.
No,
that time is gone.
Yeah, it's like fully staffed. Like people want to work.
So yeah, here's the thing about restaurants that people are not really understanding. Like, getting on unemployment isn't fucking easy. You know, like. And there's a lot of things you have to do to stay on it. So this whole thing about like, oh, well, people would rather stay on unemployment than go to work because they make more money. I'm like, well, yeah, you are making a little bit more money. But everyone that I know that still works at a restaurant, they're being treated well. So that's the thing is like Slows is still very well staffed because they take care of us.
Hell yeah.
You know, a lot of these restaurants that aren't staffed is because they treat their employees like fucking shit.
Like corporate shitholes, like corporate places, you know.
It's like I don't know the full truth behind it, but from what I heard is like this one restaurant in Detroit fired their whole staff and like didn't give them their jobs back when they came back because for whatever reason, right? I'm like, That's fucked up. You know,
Yeah.
like you're just like hanging on drive because they didn't want to like pay for anything for them or whatever. But yeah, Slows is great. You know, people want to work there. They take care of us, and I've never had a problem with them. Even like if a customer is giving me shit, and like they'll have my back. It's not the customer is definitely not right there. Like
hardly ever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If they're they're in the wrong, it's going to be like, oh yeah, you know, you're wrong. You know,
yeah.
It's like so. Yeah, I love that place. I love working there. It's great. I mean, I should probably look for a career sooner than later. But
Fuck it.
I do like it there a lot. Actually, my buddy Nick Holland, he's a EMT down in Detroit, so I've been putting some thought into that.
Cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hey man, I mean I'm a truck driver, so
yeah,
I just drive shit back and forth.
Yeah, I'll bet driving people back and forth.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking a lot of people. The Uber and shit these days. It seems a lot of people can just do that fucking full time if you can afford the maintenance on a vehicle.
Oh yeah,
I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're just talking about. Oh yeah, for Slows and delicious food. Oh, you're talking about people and like not working or whatever. When I went to Orlando like 2 weeks ago and talk about like, it's like all the corporate restaurants were always fucking way understaffed. Like there'd be like signs like apologies, but we can't even like go to full capacity because there's not enough servers. But like for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because people don't want to work. But every restaurant we fucking went to is like understaffed. Like this fucking sucks. And like I said, I don't know if it's because people don't want to work. I really doubt that's the reason. There's a lot of people in Orlando.
Yeah,
it's just like
because the thing right now for unemployment, like I was getting underemployment while I was still working. Because I had like documentation I was working or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like you can't get anything. You need to apply for jobs. And like if you can't like prove that you applied for somewhere, they're not giving you anything.
Oh wow.
Like, you need to send a like resumes like
where's like 3 to 5 like what companies you applied for like every other week or whatever.
They're calling to follow up on
oh yeah.
shit, so.
Especially now. Fuck yeah, they are.
Yeah. I mean I won't say that people didn't take advantage of the system because they did.
Sure.
But also like kind of fuck the man, if you can take advantage of it, why not?
Well, all these like, there's a lot of cases of small businesses like taking out like excessive loans because of the low interest rate or whatever it was last year during the COVID. Like, fucking get it.
Yeah, no,
who cares, man? Fix your shit or whatever. Go on a vacation. Who cares?
Right.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
It's like they can have all their money to fund whatever shit they have going on behind the scenes, and they can't actually give back to the citizens without having to say, oh, that's coming out of your taxes next year.
Yeah. I mean, other than like, it sucks because a lot of these restaurants aren't paying their people a living wage. It's like Slows is still, like I get whatever an hour and then it's like a tip job, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. A lot of these like restaurants, like Applebee's, they're giving their fucking people a living wage. Hell no.
Fuck no. It's like fast food, dude.
Yeah, so if you can take advantage of it somewhat, I'm not gonna throw blame at you. It's like whatever.
I don't either. I don't fucking.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Life's a fucking hustle.
Exactly.
Yeah,
well, yeah. I mean, they fucking rape everybody. So if you can just take a little bit back, I ain't mad at you.
Yeah. I was actually working almost the whole time. I was one of the few people that was still working because I was doing carry out, and when we had patio service, like we had like 4 employees still employed. Everyone else was like doing their own thing because we just didn't have the capacity for them.
Yeah, we just running back and forth at work.
I was busting my ass, but I was making so much money.
Yeah.
I can be stressed out for 7 hours a day, and if I'm making tons of money, fuck yeah, let's do it.
There's so much carry out.
Oh yeah, it's great, and people are being pretty generous. So that was tight. And I was doing whatever odd jobs here and there, what I could do. But my wife has a really good job.
Nice.
So it's like we were, I feel bad like saying that the pandemic wasn't really that awful for me because honestly it was great. Like
me too, buddy.
I was like money was fine.
Yeah.
I spent so much time with my kids, and that's what it was. And like before I was working all fucking day at the restaurant. I was doing security, like trying to pick up all these odd jobs, and like I never saw my kids. And so having that time with my kids and, just like hanging out, being okay with finances, not like completely struggling. Like we're not rich by any means, but we weren't, we weren't really struggling.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I had some other people that really affected hard. They lost some people, whatever. And whatever it was, whatever circumstances. So I do feel somewhat guilty saying like, oh, things were like great for me.
Things I was able to. With all like the good interest rates and everything, I was able to refinance my house and just like do a bunch of like projects outside and shit. And I was like, I'm fucking actually doing good right now, because I had a job because so what I do, I pull auto parts for like for GM and shit. So they were down for as short as time as possible. Like, it was like a month and a half. They're like, we got to make cars.
Yeah,
the cars have to be made. So I was able to get back to work pretty fast, but. It just everything like really played out well. Like well, like during that time from like when I didn't work, I don't know what happened. But I was able to really get my shit straightened out around here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it was like I said, it was a good opportunity for me. My wife was still somewhat working at home because she made the transition to her new job like during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
She was a daycare teacher for early head start, like during the beginning that she was doing for years, and then she moved over to Quicken Loans. And so it was like a good time for the transition to hit, because if she would have still been working at daycare, like things would have been different, for sure, like her finances and stuff. So, but everything came at a good time. So we were one of the lucky ones, fortunately, for us, which is. Not something I'm going to complain about by any means. Like, I'm very fortunate for it. So
yeah, all them suckers out there struggling now. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, life's a struggle though. No matter what. Like everyone's.
There's ups and downs.
Ups and downs, yeah.
Ups and downs. Is what it is.
Yeah. Just gotta hustle through no matter what you do. I mean, the record label. Like, I don't really make money from the record label by any means, but it's like, I was at a position to where I could like put the records out,
Fuck
like sustain it, like. That was cool because I put out, basically 2 records in that time. Like I did 2 presses of Remembering Never and like Stuff Get Faster, whatever. It's like so.
And so it's like with like pressing your shit, that's like an upfront investment, right? It's not.
So.
Or is it like, well, we'll do this for you, then you pay us back when they sell?
So how every deal, if you're talking about like with bands, the deals, every deal has been different. So, like with Damnation AD, like they only wanted $1 a record, which is fucking crazy. Like I paid them out $500 and then gave them like 30 copies on top of it.
Wow.
And like that was it. And it was like, but so I paid them $500 up front, and I was like, okay. And then we did a release show in Chicago, and like that was it. Like they didn't want anything else. Some of the other ones were like, well, we'll split it 50-50, or like with Pete, he got like 100% of proceeds. Mm-hmm. Like the only money that I got back was cost. So like what the record, like that's it. Like the deal for that record, because originally we were gonna do that record no matter what, and then I put everything on hold when he got diagnosed, and I was like, all right, we're gonna put this record out. We're gonna get you the funds, whatever. So that's like what happened with that. Like the Hellmouth thing, it was just like give him some copies. So it's always different, whoever it is, and but. If you notice, all my records are pre-order, so it's like I do rely on people buying them to be able to put them out.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, because like I said, like I don't have like thousands of dollars that you just sit on a product. So I submit the record, before the pre-order, everything's submitted, and then I, put the pre-order up and funnel that money in and pays for the record, and there we go.
That's cool. So, yeah, I mean, at least break even is cool too. Just to put it out and everyone's happy.
Yeah, the only record that I've actually sold out of is Remembering Never, and I don't want to say that it wouldn't have sold out if the circumstances weren't there with Pete. I think it would have done well, but I don't think it would have sold out in less than 6 hours. Like for both presses. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. But
they're a huge band though too. Well, I think they're fucking huge.
See, yeah, I think they're a huge band, but I feel like a lot of that era bands, like people talk about them, but they don't really like support them. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like even like that Tyrant record. Like I think Tyrant's a fucking huge band. Maybe just because I'm from Michigan, or whatever. But like, I still have like 120 of those records left out of 300. It's like
nice.
I mean, they're gonna sell eventually, right? But you always hear people talking about Tyrant. Like if you're on a message board, and it's more about merch. People don't buy fucking records anymore. People want to buy T-shirts.
Yeah.
People hit me up like, "Oh, aren't you going to put a T-shirt out for that band?" I'm like, Maybe not. I don't know. But people don't. You can't wear a record. You can't get recognized. For buying a record.
Right.
It's some like weird clout and hype shit. And so yeah, when it comes to putting out records, it's stressful because I'm like the Suffocate Faster thing. Like I was somewhat worried about that selling, not because they're not a great band, because they're fantastic, and a lot of people like them. But it's the same thing. It's like, are people really going to buy it because they can't showcase it everywhere they go?
Yeah, well, you're right, because that's a chance. And with Suffocate Faster, like they're they weren't as big as Remembering Never, or so there's a small group of people who may not even pay attention to hardcore anymore, and so that's also taking a gamble.
Yeah, well, it's weird to me too. You know how many people hit me up about Remembering Never? And I was like, I never even knew this was pressed. They're my favorite band. I'm like, if they were your favorite band, you definitely would have known they were pressed.
Right.
It wasn't a secret. They posted it everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And you just had to look them up in the past fucking year.
Yeah, I get that a lot. It's like, oh, well, I didn't know this is getting pressed. This is that. I'm like, oh, I get it on my standpoint. I have 420 some odd followers. So yeah, I'm a small label, whatever. But these bands, they have thousands of followers.
Yeah. If
you're not paying attention to them, you must really not care about the band. Like,
yeah.
They're gonna tell you that the record's coming out.
Exactly. You're mad it's not a shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it was weird too. A lot of this stuff is like they want CDs, like Tyrant, even like the Suffocate Faster stuff. Like maybe not so much Suffocate Faster because those CDs you can get pretty easily, but like Tyrant, like $30 on Discogs here and there.
What the fuck?
And like we repress a CD, I'm like, I don't really want to do that. That's just not my thing.
That's so weird. Like CDs anyway. Like I get it, and I'm glad because that would be, actual money in whatever artist's pocket or whoever's redoing it or whatever. There's a little more, comfort, I guess, and like work put in rather than like we recorded it and now you just have to click this button and it's there. It's still fun. I don't understand the routine of opening a record and putting it on to fucking shit and putting the needle on. I don't understand. But like, there's got to be a little, like, it's a ritual of fucking getting a new record and
so
playing it.
I mean, obviously it's a collector thing. Like my ears are so shot that I can't hear the sound quality difference between digital and whatever. Like people will tell you up and down, like, vinyl sounds better than the CD. Vinyl sounds better than MP3. Maybe it does. I don't know. Or like,
I don't get it either.
So. Yeah, or they'd be like, black vinyl is better than color. And I get the idea behind it. I get the ideas behind all of them. But my ears are like so shot from not taking care of myself for years. Like, whatever. But when it comes to a record, it's just like, and I grew up with like my dad liking records. Like he whatever bought records and stuff like that. And so it's always been like a part of my life. But like, throw a record on, just hang out. They're all in my living room, so just like my little family area. And for me, it's just like my kids are into it. It's like become like a family thing. So there's a lot more into it than just like popping on like Spotify.
Right.
Obviously, I still listen to Spotify. I still listen to streaming services, but there's nothing for me. There's nothing better than something physical in my hands.
Sure.
And I will say, any label that puts out a record and doesn't put an insert on it, fuck you. I get so mad if I spend $25 on a record and it's not an insert. Like, think about, we were talking earlier about knowing your roots and stuff like that. What did you used to do when you got a CD? Did you open it up and look at like the thanks list?
Yeah.
Check out new bands from there? Well, that's what I did.
Yeah.
That's how I discovered so many bands. Like, there's so many records that don't have inserts anymore. It's so annoying.
Yeah, and I can understand. Well, it's been a long time since I bought like anything, like a physical copy of anything, but I can see how that would. And nothing to look at. You pull it out, that ain't shit.
Yeah, I mean, I love the artwork, and like so, like Ether, right? Pete's other band, Ether Coven, great fucking band, one of my favorite bands ever. That record that they put out was the last record that I'll escape my name right now. The artist, Cleveland, passed away. Oh man, what I'm about to say doesn't even matter because I can't remember his fucking name. Anyways, the artist that did it, that was like the last piece of art he ever did.
No shit.
So like thinking about like you can't pick that record up if you're listening on streaming and be like, oh shit, this is like this last dude's piece of art, like stuff like that, little things like that.
Sure,
they're super cool to me. God, I feel like It's gonna fucking bother me all day because I had this guy's books and his art books and everything, and he's super famous. Anyways, it's gonna come to me like after I fucking leave. Anyways, but like it was his last piece of art. But I really like everything physical, even when it comes to like DVDs and Blu-rays. You can't stream a movie on Netflix and look at the special features. I love special features.
I forgot about those. I forgot about that. Yeah.
But I also will get lazy and put something on streaming, even if I have the DVD, if I don't want to look at the special features.
Right. I just say it into my remote and it shows up. Way easier.
Yeah. I'm a big advocate for physical stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, over in the corner, I still got a fucking DVD stack over there. But I never watch them, but I'm like, these are cool.
I mean, I have, almost 6,000 records. I have,
Jesus Christ.
Probably 500-600 DVD and Blu-rays. I got rid of most of my CDs. I just kept like kind of collected stuff, collectible. If I can talk, stuff like that. Cassettes. I only have like demos and stuff like that. Like I don't really see the point of buying a cassette if I can get it on like vinyl or something like that because I don't have a cassette deck in my car anymore or anything like that. So like this, right? Like just a demo cassette, something cheap like that, but not like a full length. Like say I'm not going to buy Black Sabbath self-titled on cassette.
Yeah, right. Why would you?
Yeah, it's like I would just listen to a CD or a record. So I don't have as many cassettes as I do other things. But
so you have 6,000 records.
Just ask my wife. She'll tell you how great it is to have all this stuff.
This is crates and crates.
Yeah. I mean, she has a lot of records too. And she collects stuff as well. But they take up a lot of room, and I have like 20 of the same record, all different colors and variants, and like I'm definitely
some collector shit.
Yeah, I'm a collector fucking scum,
That's funny. No, but I kind of regret it too because my stepmom, she had crates of records like way back in the day, and our basement flooded at our old house, which is in blocks away. This whole area fucking floods, and the one record that I remember off the top of my head is I don't know why she had it. It was a Beastie Boys' Licensed to Ill record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was, I don't know if it was just like a single or the whole thing, but I know I had to Fight for Your Right on it, and Brass Monkey and all that shit. Right. But I don't know if it was just like a few songs or not, but I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
that shit flooded out. Like, who has that record? Do you have that record?
I actually don't own any Beastie Boys, but they did reissue those.
Okay.
They're pretty easily attainable. Yeah, it's not that I don't like the Beastie Boys. No, they're good, but it's weird. Like, there's so many records that I don't buy because I'm always on there like, oh well, I'm gonna get this more rare thing, and then I'll just get this next time, and next time never comes. So there's a lot of things I'm missing. It's like
rare.
Yeah, I just recently I started buying actual Nirvana studio albums because I have 20 or 30 bootlegs and things like that. But I didn't have I didn't have Nevermind. I didn't have In Utero. I had Bleach because that's an all-time favorite Nirvana record.
Did they cost more than regular ones?
So the bootlegs, it's different takes or demos or some unlicensed shit, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm just well, I'm not gonna be able to get this wherever. So I was I'll get this now. I'll get the studio album later or whatever. So I always do that, and then what I the studio album Michael out of print, Elliott Smith, his stuff was really hard to get for a minute, and that was the thing. I'm I'm gonna wait to get the record. I'll get something else that I'm not gonna see all the time. And then it went out of print. So now they all went back in print, and I bought them last week. I'm I'm not gonna miss out on these again. So
fuck, Elliott Smith makes me want to kill myself.
So all right, Elliott Smith is one of my favorite artists, and it is very depressing. But my favorite scene in any film is when Richie Tenenbaum is going to kill himself in the Royal Tenenbaums, and Needle and Hay starts playing. It's a cinematic masterpiece. It's just shot beautifully. One of the most depressing scenes in the world. But yeah, that's a very close scene and song to my heart. We actually, Not Okay, did a rip-off shirt of Elliott Smith. Album.
That's awesome.
It was a self-title and said her name on it. But yeah, so I love
super emo.
Oh yeah, I love the emo stuff. So.
Yeah, so Bright Eyes.
Yeah, Bright Eyes. I never really did a deep dive in their music. I've heard it here and there. I have a great Conor Oberst story though. I was working. I think it was La Dispute was playing with the Magic Stick, and Connor's other band, Desperacidos, was at the Majestic. And this girl comes up and was like, "Is Connor up here?" I'm like, "Oh, you're at the wrong show. He's next door." So later on, she's getting arrested. She like tried to get on the bus and like fucking kill him or something.
Oh wow!
It was like if I can't have you, no one can.
Oh wow,
so
that's insane.
There's my Connor Oberst story.
Connor Oberst.
Yeah.
Fucking emo shit. Well, like Rocky Votolato.
I don't remember what that is. That's emo?
Oh, yeah. There's so much fucking stupid shit that I used to listen to. Like, I was more like punk rock before hardcore and shit. But, after hardcore. Well, after I was like into hardcore is when I actually gave like pop punk and like emo a shot. I was like, I kind of like Taking Back Sunday. Like after I was already like a tough guy,
Yeah, no, I mean I like Taking Back Sunday. Like Thursday. Thursday is not like a pop punk band, but like one of my favorite bands.
Well, yeah,
all that stuff. Like different stages of my life, I appreciate at different times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like. So what's some obscure band that I like? That first Evanescence record, I can't even front. It fucking bombs. Or at least whatever,
Podcast over. No,
see ya. There's like a lot of stuff that, I like that other people may not like because it hit me at a certain time in life, and like I have nothing to prove to anyone.
Of course.
Like I'm just gonna fucking listen to what I want to listen to. And there's plenty of stuff I don't like that didn't hit me. Like I don't really like the Misfits, and it's not anything about them. Like I love Danzig. Like Danzig's more like rock and roll. Like like I love that shit. But like the Misfits stuff, not that I don't appreciate it. It's just like when I first heard it, I'm like, there's a time in life where I was like, oh, it's a little too cheesy for me,
Right.
But I was like Black Flag. Like Black Flag's more of a hardcore band. Misfits is more like a punk band, and like so I gravitated towards Black Flag. I'm like,
for sure,
more like hardcore vibe. So yeah, it's just like different things hit you different points in life. Like. I did this interview with this straight edge interview thing, and they asked me like my influences were and like this time my life was going around, and I said in it that if at the time in my life, if I would have picked up a Gorilla Biscuits record instead of a Tyrant record, I'd be a totally different person. Maybe for the better, because like when I heard that record, that was everything to me, and like I was a fucking total asshole, like if you were fucking, smoking and drinking around me, I'd probably be, say something dumb to you or something like just be a total fucking dick. If I would have been Gorilla Biscuits, my life would be more positive. I did a lot of like fucked up things because I got into more militant stuff. I was like, I had this militant attitude, and like a lot of people don't want to be around me because of it. And so yeah, different stages of life take you different ways.
I feel you, man. I mean. With that like heavier shit too, you kind of it has influence on the way you treat people. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when I heard like "I kill for straight edge," like, that lyric, I'm like,
took it literal.
Yes. Like what's up? Like someone's gonna die tonight. I want to know who is actually taking that seriously though. Like I know a few people that may or may not have, right? Like whatever, but. Or like the kill your local drug dealer t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. There's the Uzi on it. Yeah. I love it.
Who has done that?
It's so good, though.
Yeah, I owned it, But, yeah, it's interesting. All these, like... So, I think the original lyric was supposed to be, I die for straight edge, but, like, that wasn't hard enough.
No.
Something like that. I'm like... Yeah, I kill for straight. This is way better.
That is so scary, dude.
Dude.
The Tyrant shows were the best.
They're insane. Yeah, I mean, like, I looked up to all those dudes so much. Like John, Matt, and like whatever, and like that specific era of Welcome to Hell. I didn't really like know those dudes. Mm-hmm. I didn't really till later with like Brad and like TJ, Chris, Chris Sommerfeld and. Or like that era of Tyrant. Like, that's when I kind of like really like knew him. So like I didn't really know which is Welcome to Hell is my favorite record. But so yeah, I do like the later versions of Tyrant, personally. But yeah, that band was always fucking insane. Just like I mean, you know Murderball. You're familiar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I never wanted that ball. I just wanted to fuck somebody up.
Right? Yeah, just run full charge into like the group of fucking idiots.
It was great. The thing about it was though is everyone was having a good time. I can't really remember many times where any real legit problems happened. Like there were a few where I'm like, okay, but then it like settled down. But everyone was beating the fuck out of each other with a smile on their face, and that's like. That's some insane shit. Like, definitely unstable motherfuckers, and I love it.
Yeah,
those are my people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can agree because like it was like people are getting hurt. You know, like blood and their shirts ripped and scratched, and they're fucking 17, 18, 19-year-old kids.
Yeah,
you know, they're doing the same shit with like 25 to 35-year-old dudes.
Yeah,
and you're fucking living it up, having a great time. And you know, there's a lot of people around you that don't understand, or. They don't understand, they don't know, and they don't care, which it doesn't matter, but it's still like, you know, like, what's that, our thing.
I'm going to sound like a jaded dick, you know, but I feel like hardcore's too safe now. It is, and not that I want people to have, like, a fucked up life and upbringing, like, I want everyone to life to be good for them, but I do feel like you go to a hardcore show now, and it's not dangerous. You're not around people that are fucking gang members or, you know, like really living that life. You know, it's a lot of like kids from the suburbs that, you know, just found this aggressive music and they gravitate for whatever reason. They gravitate. Not saying they don't have something bad going on in their life, because I think they're there for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But it's not the same type of people. You know, it's not like you see someone with a tattoo on their face and like, yo, I'm gonna stay away from them. Like, it's not the same anymore. Someone with a tattoo on their face is like some like skinny kid like me, you know?
yeah. Well, every third person has a tattoo, you know, on their face, and
it's like you can't all be, you know. I don't know. I'm really getting out with it, but it's just a different time.
It is, but probably for like the better for a lot of people, even if they find hardcore and they go to shows and they feel it's their outlet and they feel comfortable there, they don't have to worry about. You know, some people were targets for whatever reason. Their first, second, third hardcore show, they're getting fucking beat up when they're trying to mosh to have a good time.
Yeah, it was a little more alienating then. For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you really had to fucking pay your dues. Yeah, is a way to put it, I guess.
Yeah, it was a different time.
We had to keep showing up. You know, and take your fucking lumps and, you know, whatever, mosh or be moshed and fucking don't look that guy in the eye. And, you know.
There's tons of people now that I'm friends with that like, we were fucking enemies then.
Yeah.
You know, it was like I don't even know if they remember it, you know, but like Richie Barra, you know, like, I wouldn't say that him and I are like friends, but we're, you know, acquaintances friends. Like, he's been friends with my wife for a long time. But like me and that dude, like, we got into it a few times back in the Hayloft, and like I remember it. You know, it was like not fun. And, like, or like, you know, I named tons of people off that like I'm cool with now. You know, it's like it was a weird, different time
for sure.
It was like, but I feel like a lot of these people I got into shit with, you grew a friendship out of that, which was weird. It was like you became an enemy to like a friend. Like, because you just like you're around each other all the time. So you one of two ways, like you just like stay enemies forever, or you're like, oh, you know what? I guess you are pretty cool, whatever.
For sure.
That makes sense.
Well, there's a few people, you know, who I've had whatever fucking stupid issues with, like way back, like 2007, 2006, way back in the day, where I was like, if I start doing this podcast, like there could be some fucking drama that could come knocking at my door for something I did a long time ago. And surprisingly, you know, like a couple people who have reached out who I had shit with. Obviously, we're all fucking grown adults now, so we sort of move on from whatever superficial, shallow bullshit beef there was that didn't mean anything to anybody.
Yeah, there's definitely some unforgivable things, and that's a totally different conversation.
Yeah,
but I think we all are to a point in time now where we let a lot of the bullshit go by.
Yeah,
aside,
exactly.
It's like, I mean, if you're not growing and changing, then what are you really doing with your life?
Yeah,
it's like you all need to, even when it comes to like music, you know, like I'm still listening to the same stuff like I've been listening to, right? But my music tastes have changed, they've evolved, they've grown, you know, to other things, so where I can appreciate things I wouldn't appreciate when I was younger, you know. So like, I don't know, for like what was the band? So Ether Coven, right? So like that band is like the epitome of stuff I'm into now. Like that, like doomy, sludgy, like
that's his newest band.
Yeah, and like they're fucking heavy, right?
Yeah.
But like, if I would have heard that when I was like 15, I was like, oh, this is like, it's almost too mature for me, right?
Okay.
So like,
yeah.
So it's growing into like more like mature music now, stuff like that, but still like liking whatever. But you grow, things change, everything's changing around you, and then that's the point of life is you grow. You know, you gotta grow because what the fuck are you doing if you're not growing?
You're being a bitch on the sidelines.
Yeah, just being a bitch on the sideline. But yeah, man, I don't know. That's all that.
I don't know nothing either. I don't know. What do we got? Oh, I have a fun question. If you could have a 4 or 5 band lineup of all Detroit bands, your favorite Detroit hard 5 bands, okay, what would you have? Give me new or old. Well, whatever you want. This is always a fun question.
4 or
I
5
think.
Bands?
Yeah, whatever you think.
Retribution #1.
Shout out to Kenny.
Was the greatest Detroit hardcore band ever. Even like I love Necropole, love Tyrant, whatever. But for me, like Retribution was like just my favorite fucking band. You know, like I can't describe
Lee.
Oh fuck yeah, Lee. Everyone was in that band. Like I fucking love them. Retribution 5 times. No, let's see here. So Retribution. Let me do a deep dive on this. Let's see here. Set Sail. I would love to see Set Sail again.
I remember that band.
I love Set Sail.
Holy shit! Fucking forgot about them, to be honest, but they were good.
So the drummer of that band, I don't remember his name, but I think he's in the Kaleido band now, which are pretty fucking big. They're like a rock band. I worked a few shows with them, but like it's crazy to see like these people from small hardcore bands, doing these big things. I think like even like Rob. I think Rob's doing some crazy stuff with like hip hop.
For real?
I think he was on tour with some really big artists, so
wow.
That's really cool. But yeah. So let's see, we got Retribution, Set Sail.
You are going deep.
Yeah, so Deathskin Razors. I love Deathskin Razors. I mean, I love Jimmy, I love all those guys. But let's see here. I think those bands I really loved. For Dire Life's Sake.
Wow.
Up there. So I got one more.
The Motor City Bad Boys.
Coalition.
Yep. Fuck, man, you really went sideways. That's a band I was just not expecting to hear at all.
I love those bands. Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on. There's so many bands I love here. I guess like another one would be Scum, which was a band that was really near and dear to my heart. Joe Fucker from that band unfortunately passed away. He was really good friends of ours. But that was a band that I always loved seeing, always loved playing with. I actually had the opportunity to put out the last songs Joe ever recorded on a laid 7-inch, so that was like something that was really cool to do. But yeah, so for an honorable mention, Scum.
That's fucking nah. All right, well then we have a new lineup. Well, every band, if you can have 5 new bands, there's even 5 Detroit bands. There's got to be.
All right, so D Block, Never Ending Game, Enemy of God, Inhuman Suffering, and Wounded Touch.
There you go. That's easy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I can't wait for a D Block show.
Oh, it's going to be great. So, when I first heard, like, the opening track, I just wanted to throw my son across the fucking room. I was like close, because he was close to next to me. Literally, I was sitting there listening to it, and he's sitting there right there. I'm just like, I just want to fucking just, like, throw something. He was right there. I, like, grabbed him. I was like, D-Block, motherfucker.
Yeah, that made me so happy too. Yeah, because when I had Camden over, it was like a couple weeks before they released it. I got to hear it all, and just once, I was like, "Man, I hope you'll fucking leave me with a copy or something so I can listen to it." But he didn't. Just the one song, Die or whatever, D-I-E.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't wait to hear the rest of it again. And then a D-Block, motherfucker. I forgot that was like the first shit. And I was like, ooh, I want to hurt somebody right now.
Yeah.
I can't wait for
like
it.
that one a lot. There's so many great bands of the past and present. I mean, there's like From Hell was a great one that I really loved.
Mm-hmm.
I go on and on. There's so many great bands. Let's do another deep dive of one that's Futures Past, or the past. Hawkeye. Hawkeye was a great one I really loved. That was one of Ian Courtney's.
Yeah, Ian was in that band. I was going to say.
Hawkeye was great.
Razzle Dazzle, you like them guys?
Rizzle Dizzle.
Rizzle Dizzle.
Yeah, I love Razzle. Build and Destroy, all that stuff.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, not as old, but Detain. Always loved Detain.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud Rat. Big Cloud Rat fan.
Fuck, there's so many good bands.
Fight It Out, they're playing that show. I
can't wait for that, man.
Yeah, Fight It Out was always one of my favorite bands. from around here. I always had a great time. Down and Out, Reckless. I mean, Kill Everyone was Detroit and Canada, but Kill Everyone.
Yeah. I'll Die Straight Edge.
Yeah.
I wish I can still find that shit.
I'm sure John has it. I mean, I think I have an MP3 of it somewhere.
Yeah, it's weird. I searched for it maybe like 5 years ago, and I can't find it anymore because I looked for it recently. But it was some weird fucking Japanese website.
Okay.
And it was all in like symbols, like Japanese symbols, but all there was like an MP3, so like .mp3. Okay. I was like, fucking clicked it, and it was it. I was like, holy shit! I should have fucking. I mean, this was a while ago, so I'd have lost it by now if I downloaded it. But
yeah,
I was excited to hear it again.
Yeah, for sure.
What else we got? We got nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I just ramble. That's what I'm great at.
That's okay. I like to ramble too, except I'm a fucking half idiot, so I listen to other people ramble. So maybe I can ramble off their rambling, and we can get something out of it.
Right, for sure.
But cool, yeah, man. I mean, so you just have fucking pre-orders for Let It Die start July 4th.
Yeah,
right?
July 4th. We have the pre-order for it. There's gonna be 2 colorways. It's gonna be the custard with olive splatter. It's supposed to complement like the cover of the sticker guns pretty well, so that's gonna be that. And then we're gonna do the black and or the red with black splatter, which is complement. If you know the sticker guns record, there's a few different covers. So the one is like the olive and the custard, and the other one is like a black and there's like some browns, but black, brown, and red. So that's going to be the other one. So, and it's going to have 3 new songs, which are amazing. I've listened to them many times already. And it's really cool because like you listen to the early tracks, it's going to be the one or the first half's records on the A side, and then the rest is on the B side, and then it goes to the new songs, right? And hear the transition of like the years past, and like it's still like just as good as the old stuff, but like the progression of like production value, like the early 2000s, like all the production on like every record sounded like it was like that time frame, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's still like the same style and sound of the band, but it's like updated for like today's standards of production.
Yeah,
and it's like I love hearing it. Like it's great. It still has a nostalgic feel, but just like updated version.
Yeah,
I really like it.
Yeah, and it's more affordable, and with what those guys do anyway, they can record and they know exactly what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, Chris does that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, man, it's I don't want to say it's come a long way because it's still just as good as it was then, but it's when you're younger and you're recording then, you know a lot less than you do now. Mm-hmm. So, and all those dudes are well seasoned, in whatever bands and stuff they're doing. So, it's cool to see that. I mean,
it's gonna be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I'm really excited to do that. And the Suffocate Faster thing, that's gonna be cool. So, Don't Kill the Messenger was, what was I gonna say? Is either Don't Kill the Messenger or what the other fucking one called? It's escaped me what the other one's called right now. I know I like have all these things in my fucking head.
The other Suffocate Faster album?
Yeah, it's the one with the wrench on it. That's gonna annoy the shit.
I don't remember.
So that I think we're doing that one too. But this is just the one there was no significance behind it. It's the anniversary of the record, but of course it's not on Spotify. Anyways, I think we're gonna do that one too eventually, but. I went too ahead of myself. So Don't Kill the Messenger, that's coming out. And then I don't know what my plans are for the future after that. Like I have all these ideas. I wanted to do a record for Nick Urbanik, which is some guy from the city I grew up in. And it's all acoustic stuff, but it was just a record I liked a lot. And it was more like a passion thing. Like I don't think anyone would buy it, but something I want to put out. So maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I mean. Unbroken Wings, I want to do that. I mean,
that'd be sick.
I haven't even gotten I get the bands that I want to do, like off the rip, like first in my head. Unbroken Wings, Black My Heart. See who else. I mean, I could just pull tons of bands I want to do.
Shattered Realm of them.
So, the thing about Shattered Realm is, I don't know who I would talk to.
Yeah.
there's just so much like drama with that, you know. Like there's whatever Joe's and what I don't know the other singers' bands, because like I know like Joe's Shattered Realm.
Okay, yeah,
like,
yeah. I forgot the other fellow's name, but
yeah, like I mean, not that I listened to the songs, but like when I got into Shattered Realm, like Joe was a part of it already. And then what's another like one that I was thinking about hitting up, but I don't know. It's coming later. It's fucking brain.
Hood's album.
So I actually hit Mikey about reissuing The King Is Dead at one point, and he just never got back to me, whatever. But that's like, you know, Vic. That was on Victory. Who knows it?
Oh.
So it's
you
like,
got to deal with that fucking shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I just do it anyway. I'll fight Tony Victory myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Bring me the head of Tony Victory. He doesn't own Victory though. He sold it. So
yeah.
But and there's tons of bands I want to do, but if they're attainable, like who actually knows? Like,
right. Yeah. There's just a lot of fucking legal bullshit.
Yeah. Or even if they want to
Headaches.
work with me, because like a lot of these bands I've been doing, like we have some kind of friendship. You know, so it's like you have this like weird, you know, kid from Detroit hitting you up and just like, I want to put out your record. Would you let me? And he's like, I don't know who you are. Fuck off. So it's a lot of pipe dreams, and who knows?
Well, yeah, who knows though? But you can keep taking shots and taking a chance and see what happens.
That's all you can do is take the shot. You know, it's like it's either yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've asked some people way out of my fucking reach, to do the podcast. I'm like, I didn't expect an answer, but I still tried.
I mean, the thing with originally when I hit up like Jeff up, Cole's Life, I didn't think he was gonna get back to me.
Yeah,
and like I never met that guy before, and like I was like I've only heard stories, and so of course I was somewhat intimidated to hit him up, and like when I got that message back, and like we talk from time to time, nothing too crazy, but like it was like so weird. It's like he actually took the time to like get back to me.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
I mean,
but talking about like high reaches, like I thought that was a crazy high reach. Like,
well, I said I've always had like the idea in my head to do like a fucking podcast, and I was like, but I can't do it if I don't get permission to call it the Terror Zone just to represent Detroit.
Sure.
Whether cheesy or stupid or not, I don't give a fuck. I like it, but
I like it too.
Yeah, I was like, I just need to ask Jeff. I guess don't know who to ask. I went to him first. I was like, this is what it is, man. It was like, it's an idea. He's like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. I was like, gotcha. And then like a week or two later, I was like, any chance you'd be into doing it? And he's like, yeah, no problem. I was like, okay, even better.
See, what's cool about all that coming to light, though, is like, you know all the stories, all the rumors and everything, but no one ever really knew any, like, actually, I don't want to say facts, but like, it was all just like secondhand.
Right.
So hearing things from the source is like really cool. It's like you're getting this. I mean, if you're like a buff on like Detroit hardcore at school, you're like hearing these things you wouldn't hear anywhere else. You hear from someone that was there, someone that like, firsthand dealt with it. Like the whole story about like the stuff getting stolen. Like I only knew like parts of that.
Yeah.
And like hearing the full thing, I was like, putting on like, okay, it's interesting. Hear all that. So
yeah, that was weird shit to hear. I was like, oh,
yeah. So
just keeping it alive.
That's why I like podcasts. You're hearing something you don't hear in like the music, obviously.
Yeah.
Or like interviews. Like I love zines and stuff. Like I want to hear like I get so obsessive over bands. It's like I just don't want to listen to music. I want to know everything about the band. I want to know their life. I want to know this and that. Like whatever it is. So that's why I like these things. Like getting into deep dives.
Yeah, and I mean, like fortunate for us, like Jeff has done good 10, 12 fucking hours with multiple podcasts, right. and you might hear the same thing here and there, but there's so much to know and many stories that it doesn't really get old. And there's a lot of like people that I've reached out to that would have similar stories to him, but they just don't want nothing to do with it, which is fine. That's cool.
Oh, for sure. Some people want to keep it in the past.
Yeah. That's great, but like it's still cool to hear. Yeah. A lot of people love it, but it's like their real life.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So
yeah, like for me, I mean, I grew up in the suburbs. Like I didn't fucking deal with that shit. So it's like for me, it's like this mystified thing. It's like. But if you lived it, why would you want to relive that shit?
Exactly. Yeah.
I get it. I totally get that.
Yeah, there's still some like unsettled beefs and shit that like if somebody heard it, they would just just cause problems for them.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I do that?
Yeah, for sure, man.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Fuck them. If you want to talk to me, that's okay. But, I don't know. We can end up with that. We had fun. Talked about your albums.
Yeah. So, I brought a few of them.
Oh, yeah.
With me.
You have to hold them to that camera if you want to show them.
Camera.
Yeah.
So, this is...
Oh!
Sorry, Josh, I broke your cassette. Alright, so, I kind of brought the full discography with me just to show off, because most of this is still available.
Holy shit.
Alright, so
I don't
we
want to
got...
touch them.
Oh, you're good, man. So this is the last copy I have of this, but this is, that camera?
No, the one up there, yeah.
Alright, so this is the Scum record I was talking about. This is the last songs that Joe Fucker was on, and this was something that was really near and dear to my heart. Like I said, it was really cool to be a part of. It's got like a lathe 7-inch, but there's only one more of those left. This is the Integrity record. It's actually not called Integrity. It's called Integ 2K18.
Very cool.
You know the Integrity 2000 era?
Yeah.
So this is 2 songs from Integrity 2000. Was Integ 2000 Project Regenesis, which was after the Victory record. And so this is 2 re-recorded tracks. It's a Donna Summer cover and 1 original from the thing. So a little 7-inch we did. It's just like this one was black with a few colors.
Very cool.
So before I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but these. Let me put that one out.
That's the coolest fucking one.
So all of these ones, the Integrity, the NL for the Width, Sunlight, Damnation, and Hellmouth were all pressed in Detroit, actually.
Oh shit.
So, but yeah. So the NL for the Width one got it all started. This is actually a test press of it, so got the regular cover over here. So there's that. I got tons of those left, so be sure to pick that up.
And so what's a test press versus whatever else?
So when you press a record, they send you a test press. You just check it out and make sure you either approve or reject it. So it's usually just like a white label, black vinyl, and you just listen to it. And
okay.
This is like your test copy to see if everything's up to snuff or not. So they'll make sure like nothing was fucked up on the plates or anything like that. Because like what a record is just wax, right? So just like a wax puck, and they take this the plate, just like a metal plate, and they just press it. So it could be like a defect in the plate.
Okay.
So just like kind of
so fucking weird how they just make noises on those.
Yeah, I mean, so it's all vibrations. I mean, you could cut a record into this table and it would play.
That's fucking
crazy.
crazy.
You like lathe cut it into there, so it's weird. But then I got the Damnation AD record, which this is a complete remaster of this record, remaster and repress, and the track listing is a little different. It's in a different order, but Damnation AD, one of the heaviest, most fucking depressing bands in the world. Great guys too.
It's a good one to do though.
Yeah, so that was one of the records. Like, talk about unobtainable. I thought that was unobtainable. It was like I hit up Mike and Ken, and I was like, hey, like, I want to reissue this record.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, and like the whole thing was like, Ken was like, I can tell this is like really like a passion project for you, and like, yeah, totally, you can do it, whatever. And how it came about was awesome. I mean, they're one of my most favorite bands in the whole world, and it was definitely something really cool to be a part of. So yeah, got that available still. Sunlight Ascending, which is a local post-rock project. This was their first full length. Some of the members went on to my band later, but it's a double LP remastered. Got tons of those left. So yeah, buy this shit. The Hellmouth demo.
Woo!
Wait, so this is great. If you don't know, so if you look on the back, right, there's just the demo.
Mm-hmm.
So on the black one. So on the A side, it's just the record, but then on the B side is a bunch of covers, and you only know that if you pick up the record and listen to it, because I did not put the track list in there because I was worried that Danzig was going to sue me, because he did that to a friend of mine. He put out a Sam Hain cover count, and Danzig's people got a hold of him. So I did not promote at all that there was covers on here. There's like it's every cover they did except Agent Orange Bloodstains because that didn't fit on here, and that's already on a 7-inch. It's on the split makeup split. So,
how many minutes can you fit on a big album? I don't want to call them.
So suggested at 45 RPM, I think it's 15 minutes per side, and then for 33 and a third, it's like 20 to 22. But I pushed it and done like 25 per side. So
damn.
Yeah, SoundCloud's a little different. And then these two were, excuse me, these were pressed at Precision Pressing in Canada. It's a little made in Canada thing. So there's some Tyrant Records left. You get it over at the Over and Out Recordings Big Cartel. This is a really cool project to deal with. So that's all. This one, unfortunately, is sold out. This is one of my last copies. But this is, like I said earlier, the whole thing for Pete and all that with his benefit was really cool to deal with, but also one of my favorite records of all time. So
it is a great fucking album.
Yeah, and then I got like Portin' Down, which was, I have a few of these left, which is James from Sunlight Ascending and Not Okay, one of his side project alternative thing. Normal, which was Tristan Riley's band, put out a cassette for them. High Alert, R.I.P.
Was Normal? Are they doing something again though? Are they about to record some shit or something?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they're a little active.
Yeah, you got Hushed cassettes. I think I have a few of those left.
Yeah, buy it.
Yeah, buy it.
Support that shit.
You can't buy these because they're out of print, but if you want to check them out, I'll send you some MP3s of Rest and Shit and Not Okay. Yeah, that's all.
Well, that's one nice little catalog.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think I'm on my 18th release.
Fuck.
I know some people are way deeper than that. But I don't know, just being a one person operation in my basement is pretty cool.
That's still fun though. You get to do something that you love. Obviously, you love fucking records, so
yeah, I love records. I mean, like I said, I have tons of records. I work in a record shop. I worked in a record shop for 7 years.
Jesus Christ.
One of my many jobs. But yeah, man. I mean, the label's going smooth and shit like that. So
support it. Buy the shit.
Yeah, I'd appreciate if you bought it. My wife would too. Get it out of my house.
Yeah.
Shout out to all my homies too, like Edgeman Printing. Support Edgeman Printing. Support Grief Buffet. Support Sanctuary. Inhumane Suffering. Fucking great band. Big deal. D Block. Iced Out. They just got them recording the other day.
Excited for that.
Yeah. Tons of great bands coming out. Tons of great bands. Getting back together. Keep supporting Terror Zone Podcast. Support your friends always. That's one thing that I'm sure you see a lack of, the local scene really supporting you.
Yeah.
It's like everyone wants to be supported, but they won't support the other people in their scene.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't care really. I mean, 'cause I like what I'm doing. Yeah. But it's okay.
I mean, it's weird because I'll look back on my orders and almost none of them are from Michigan.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
10% of them are from Michigan.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but support your friends on what they do, no matter what. If it's even a like or a share, you don't have to buy it. Just support it in some way. There's a way you can support it. Push it. Because especially
free.
Yeah. Especially if you want something that you do to be supported, you need to support other people too, because they're going to see that. They're going to see that this person is supporting what I do, so I'm going to support them. It's
exactly. Yeah, circle. It's weird to notice actually having something that I'm trying to get out there. It's like, oh, okay, I thought you'd shout it out or something. That's cool. No, man. Fuck it. Thanks everybody for all the support.
Yeah, really. I mean, I appreciate everyone that does support me. It's because I wouldn't be able to do this without people that order from me. By any means, although it's for me and I'm doing what I want to do and put out what I love. It's also for other people too, because I'd just be sitting on tons of records and with nothing to do with it. People weren't fucking buying them. So, yeah, but no, my appreciation for everyone is endless.
Awesome.
That supports me. So. Yeah,
great. We'll end it like that. Let me shut this shit off.
Yeah, man.